All right, hello, welcome. Many disclaimers for this one. Um, I recorded this a while ago, and I've already even finished the final part of the Anjanath, and I haven't recorded the audio for this, so I kind of forgot what was going on in this thing. But I had a lot of notes, so that's going to be most of what I'm doing. I'm going to be reading a lot of my notes. But there's also construction and a loud TV in the background. So if you hear that or more, whatever. But anyway, to start off with, as you kind of saw at the beginning, I didn't start before I actually started the picture. A lot of this will be, this is just some of the notes that I wrote. A lot of this will be me cutting out stuff or not recording the start of me drawing something because I didn't want to show how awful it looked, which I feel like is kind of stupid. I know, I'll try not to do that anymore. But sometimes you get a little embarrassed, don't want to show how much you suck at drawing and stuff. So we're starting of like this, and I think when I draw people, spoilers, there's gonna be people in this picture. I suck at them, but I've been drawing them more and more, so they're all rightish. But the start of drawing the people up, there you go, there's a big skip. There's a lot of stuff that goes on, so I have a lot of time to just explain. This might even be the big stop. There's a lot of this recording that I just left it and I forgot. I realized I did that like once, and I was like, oh, I don't think it was that long, maybe like 45 minutes or something. But I guess it was pretty long. I don't know. But I guess this was sped up 12 times. 12 times speed. This was 3 hours long. It was a little less than 3 hours, I think. Most of it was mistakes, I guess, according to my notes. Yeah, and then a lot of this has to be with failures. You can kind of see like a bunch of these layers just popped up. So that's all these layers are pretty much failing and failing and failing and trying again. I'm pretty sure this is a big, like 2 minutes of nothing. So I have a lot of time to just talk. I was thinking about cutting this out, but you know what? Got a lot to explain, so let's just go with that. So yeah, in this picture, well, that was the thing with the cantor. I wanted to try to do for this picture, just stick more in mind with what I imagined it looked like in my mind. I think I kind of said that at the end of the cantor. I wanted for this one to like stick closer to the mental image I had when I first thought of this one, because the cantor, although it looks all rightish, something was missing was perspective. I wanted a lot more perspective in the image that isn't really present in the finished version. So for this one, again, I was like, oh, I want perspective. And so I was trying really hard to get that. So for this one, I drew, you can kind of see where it was like a horizon line and like vanishing points. I didn't really use the vanishing points, but they're there to kind of put me in the mood of perspective. And then I drew a few layers of like kind of trying to think what it would look like. And then I did a blue one that was trying to be more 3D with the modeling and like get like bigger shapes. And then this red one you can see here was me like literally putting block shapes and like polygons and big old things like that to get like real good idea of like the cylinders and the shapes and masses of his body, and be like how they would stack up in front of each other, because there was going to be a lot of like perspective foreshortening kind of thing with this guy. So that's what all this was. And I think this wasn't even, yeah, there's another red layer you can kind of see if you look to my layers on the right side. There was another red layer where I tried that and I failed. There's a lot of layers over there. It was pretty much all just failures. So after doing this red one, I think this one I was like satisfied with. So I was like, okay, I'll use this to kind of like draw it. So I think now we're like officially starting the actual drawing. But see, looking at my notes again, trying to see what else I can talk about. Yeah, wanted to make this thing look more like my mental image. Oh yeah, there's gonna be, so that the things I talked about where it's like the starting and stopping, or I like didn't start the recording with the actual start of drawing, so I was like, I don't want to show how much I suck. But if you want to go see that, you can go check out my TikTok. Yeah, they're still there over there. You can kind of see them. It's much more sped up though, because it's all shoved into a minute. But you can kind of see what it looked like at the start. So yeah. Let's see what else. I don't know. I think the rest of my notes kind of come in later. And I think at this point, yeah, I can kind of just talk about what's going on. I don't think there's any other huge, just nothing. I think there is one more that's much shorter, but that was like the biggest nothing. So I'll just look over that some more because yeah, right now I'm just drawing the dude. I was kind of the idea of this, I guess, was this is an Anjanath. I'm drawing it for. It's gonna be the next thumbnail for most of my Monster Hunter playthrough with my girlfriend for a while. Probably for all of low rank. So if you played Monster Hunter, then you know what I'm talking about. It's just like there's different ranks in the game, and you go through them and fight certain monsters. Certain monsters are only in like certain ranks, or harder versions of the monster will be in like higher ranks. So for low rank, I'm gonna draw this thumbnail. For high rank, I'm gonna draw another guy, and then master rank, I'll draw one final dude with maybe other pictures in between. If I like draw a monster or already have a monster's picture, maybe I'll put that for the thumbnails. But yeah, I kind of wanted to do more fancy pictures, and also I don't know, I kind of felt like just doing short, small, dumb pictures, kind of like semi-daily, would be useful with trying to draw faster, but I also like doing good ones. So yeah, I kind of went with in between ish, kind of. So I'm gonna be doing much more fancy, cool pictures for all my thumbnails. And it'll kind of give me more time to record and edit and all that stuff because I don't have to draw as many things. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. This is very hard. Perspective and drawing is just hard because I'm not that good. Oh yeah, and then oh, it was a doozy because I told you this is recording after I already finished with the actual coloring and sketching. Like that's already been up on my TikTokies and other things too, my YouTube shorts and stuff. So I already know how this is gonna all pan out. And at the moment, I was like, I don't know, I'm trying real hard. Finally got it off the ground with the basic sketches. But yeah, this is a doozy. Seeing where it's starting and where it's gonna end up being. Yeah, that'll be a thing in the next one. I'll show you some of my references. I think I used quite a bit here too. I used like 7 or 8 pictures I just took from Google and like other websites. I kind of looked at Pinterest and stuff like that, but they usually don't have the things I want because they're I don't know, Pinterest is like a lot of fashion and cool things, but usually stupid video games that no one cares about, not that much. So yeah, look at this little snaky loser. He looks like a flippin' gross Pokemon with no teeth. But he's coming together. Most of this video is just gonna be the Anjanath and I guess mistakes. We'll see when that happens. I'm trying to make him look all close and big because it's like he's receding into the distance with his like hind legs and tail. So I wanted his like front to be really big and like coming out at you, and it's like yeah, you know what I mean. And then let's see. I'm gonna draw his other foot, and it's I'm gonna erase some of it, so it's gonna go away kind of. But because I'm gonna draw the environment, I wanted this to be a full scene. You know, just drawing, chill with drawing, taking a while. I don't know. I really don't remember what was going on. I know I have a few layers now. I don't remember at what point do I start drawing the people. But I think at some point this was done over a few days. Oh, I'm starting to draw the background at least. This was done over a few days. I remember that. So there was a few points that I'd come back in and like be kind of rusty at drawing and kind of like lose focus. Oh, don't know what that was. But kind of like lose focus on the image and like what was I trying to do at the moment. So when I'd come back, I'd be like, oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't remember. But then every once in a while I'd come back and then I'd start drawing and then I'd draw and then I'd get like really into it and like, oh yeah, that's what I was trying to do. And then so yeah, at some points it'll like super speed up and I'll like get a lot done. And then sometimes it'll like take forever and I'm just like I don't know what's going on. But you know, it happens. And we had 2 minutes of just nothing. So you know, maybe that's it. Maybe that's all I gotta talk about. 10-minute ish of talking. 7 more minutes of drawing. Just kind of let it coast out for a while until something else interesting happens, because I just really don't remember. Don't remember at all. Nothing at all. Except I know that the sketch changes quite a bit. I mean, like that was a thing that was obviously to happen. The same thing with the Cantor, where it was like when I got to the other phase of like coloring, shading kinda, I like still changed the sketch, so that happens again, and then it gets completely ignored again. So yeah, you know, all this hard work that people will be like, it looks so beautiful and so cool, you know, just throw it out of the window, because it doesn't even matter. But it matters right now, so it's all right to keep this around. Oh yeah, I think this is when I started like getting into it. That's when I'm adding all the details. Oh, the mouth. Oh, that's a doozy in the next one. We'll see about that. Yeah, now I'm trying to get the details of the Anjanath. Oh yeah. And the background, it was kind of just being based off of the very starting area of the ancient forest. You kind of know what I'm talking about. It's just you literally like walk out of the first main central camp, and like I think it's like the southeast camp. It's in the very bottom of the map. Is it southeast, southwest maybe? I don't know. And starts at the very bottom of the map, and it's the first one that you kind of come in like the start of the game. But it's just like from the opposite angle. Like if you're looking up towards it, it's just like this canopy of trees that like recede into the distance, and there's like a bunch of rocks in a field. A lot of monsters, just a lot of like regular like vegetarian herbivore monsters kind of roam around here. Sometimes Anjanath will come wandering about and like slap someone with his tail, breathe fire in a general direction, and then walk away. So that's kind of what's going on here. Trying to get all his gross neck fat muscles. Oh yeah, this one, the drawings gonna stay pretty static on the screen, but then the next recording of the coloring and stuff, that one, it'll be moving around a lot more. We'll be moving all over the place, kinda, towards the end of that. But yeah, trying to get his like general fur patterns and the scratch. Oh yeah, those are supposed to be like his scales. The scales are like the cross hatching stuff. Trying to move his wing a little bit. Was really just trying to stick to what I am like had in mind when I was like looking at this. Oh, the fire. Oh, the fire, dude. That's a big doozy. Oh, yeah, and you can see here I'm already getting a bunch of layers before I even get to like anything else, and I've got a ton of layers already. A whole boat load of layers, and barely any of them are being used. Only 4 of them, and even still, I don't know what I wrote there. Om nom something. Oh no. Well, probably something like oh no. Now I'm starting to people. And then the start of these I didn't record too. I think you saw a little bit of it, but I kind of like drew like the basic idea of like, oh, what can this person look like? Because I really suck at people. These characters are the characters in my Monster Hunter playthrough with my girlfriend. So this character is my girlfriend's. I don't know what's its name. I probably just Joe, something like that. She always names her characters Joe or Joe Moo or Joe Mo. She's using the insect glaive, so she's like, I had her like bouncing up, like she's jumping off of it like a pogo stick, because you can do that. I don't really know if she's done it a few times, so you kind of get what I'm talking about. So she's like doing that at the moment, kind of like jump up and gonna slash and attack the monster. I think I'll draw her little bug in too in a second. Or I'm trying to still get like the scaling of everything right, because at this point I was like, this guy looks really big, and so that kind of comes in with like the lore that'll kind of be talked about later. I'll leave that for the second video, because I really don't remember what's going on in this one. I don't know. It's this ain't the main show. This is just a warm-up to get you enticed, to draw you in, you know? You know what I mean, person? You. Anyway, bug. That's her little bug. Insectoid. What is it? A kinsect. Oh, yeah, there is a jump cut because I forgot to record that. I remember that. Yeah, that was some of the lore. That's kind of what I'm drawing right now. I guess I can talk about some of the lore here too. But at this point, I was like, oh, maybe I'll make him like a really cool, unique Anjanath. Or like, if you played Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, there's certain monsters that are called deviants. There's me. I skipped the start of that because I didn't want you to see. Yes. Um, there's a monsters called deviants, which are like monsters that survived previous hunts from other like hunters. And I was like, well, what if this is like a really cool Anjanath that's like a deviant or something? That's like, call him something stupid. I don't remember what his name was anymore. It was something dumb like the Royal King Anjanath. I don't remember, something like that. And it was gonna be like this really, really, really big Anjanath. Thinking I was gonna be like, oh, maybe I'll make him more purpley in color because he's like a pink and blue kind of guy. So I was like, oh, I'll make him like purpley fur and like really red skin to make him look all like evil and angry because he's all red. And I want him to have like all these battle scars. And I erased a bit of his nose at the top to make it look like he had like his nose in an area like cut and slashed off, and I had all this tearing in his wings. And I was like, oh yeah, he'll be like a really like damaged Anjanath, and he's like the king one, and he has scratch marks on his face. And one of them like holes in his little like webbing on his mouth. And I was trying to give him like a weird little crown thingy at the top of his head that was like made of bone. I was gonna say something weird like I don't know, some bone growth had come out of his head, and like I don't know, something. I don't even remember anymore. I had like an actual idea of what it was before, but I don't even remember now. But that'll kind of be explored a little bit more. I'll kind of recap that again maybe in the second one. That was most of the idea here, and then you'll see how it kind of comes together in the second one, because I guess we're getting to the end of this one now. That's me in the right side, my character. I don't remember what he's called. I think he's called Red because I made him really pink and gave him red hair. That's kind of how he's like portrayed a lot. I kind of just make him really pink and reddish. I don't know. I thought it was an interesting-ish character design. And that's it. There you go. That's part 1. Congratulations, and get ready for part 2 coming soon. Hooray, hooray. All right. Thank you. Goodbye. And whatever.